Good morning. Welcome to the Porch broadcast this morning. Well, it's Monday morning, and I usually do these videos on either Saturday or a Sunday. But yesterday was Easter Sunday, and I almost came down and did this video. And then I thought, I'm taking off a day. I hadn't had a day off in a pretty good while, and I was getting kind of tired. And I just wanted to enjoy a day with my family. So I said, well, I'm just going to take off today. So that was yesterday. And so this morning, we're going to make a video. So I want to start out the video with the framework of understanding what the video and the subject matter is really about. Been a couple of years ago, I was speaking at a church, and one of the people in the audience said to me, he said, well, you can't preach the gospel without money. Now, I know what he meant by that, and sometimes that's the way people think, but I want to tell you a story that I told him, okay? And this might help somebody think about things in a little different way. Some years ago, it's been quite a few years ago, I was actually a chaplain for outlaw bikers. I would go out and hold church services for them. I'd marry them when they needed married, and I'd bury them when they needed buried. And I've done all of those. It was a part of the calling that was on my life at that particular season. And anyway, there was a biker rally coming up. It was 3 days long, and I had committed to be there to help participate in some of the church service activities. And I don't even remember what my role was. I don't remember whether I preached a sermon or just helped other people set up and get ready. I did so many of them, it's hard to remember sometimes. But anyway, having said that, getting on with the story, times were a little bit hard for me and my family at that time. And business wasn't going so good, and there just wasn't any money to speak of. And I had committed to going up there that 3 days, as I said. And so I got on my motorcycle. I had enough gas to get there and back, so I wasn't too worried about it. I was pretty broke. Fact of the matter was, I was broke. It cost like $10 or $15 to get in the gate. And the time I got in the gate, I had, a little bit of pocket change. I don't even think I had any dollar bills left. I had pocket change. Now I knew that I was going to be up there 3 days and I didn't have any money to eat or anything else. And some people might say, well, that's bad. I analyze things maybe different than a lot of people, but let me just kind of go through that process with you. I think it'll help some people. I thought about it and I thought, a lot of people say, well, were you mad at God? No, I never even thought about being mad at God. I'd committed. He had provided me a place to go up and help people, and so I wasn't mad at God. Uh, I was going to go do what I felt like He wanted me to do. And I get up there and I thought this out. This is the process that I use. I thought, I know that this is going to be a little bit hard, but I've done without food for 3 days before. And I really had more than once. And I said, I know toward the end of it, I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be weak, but I can do this. I can survive this. And there wasn't any doubt in my mind I could survive it. So I had no inkling about food or anything. I'd put that on the back burner very simply because I didn't have any, didn't have money to buy any, and I had a job to do. And I was not going to tell anybody I didn't have any money. Nobody would ever know and never did know. I wasn't going to tell anybody I didn't have any food to eat. Nobody was going to know, and nobody ever did know. That's just my nature. I don't go around poor, pitiful me. Times have been hard on lots of people, so I didn't figure I was any different than anybody else. Had a job to do, meant to do that, and did do that job. But here's the thing, and this is to do with what I initially stated, was do you have to have money to preach the gospel? Well, I didn't even have any money, and I didn't have any food either. And so I get up there and I get my camp set up for the 3 days. And I just started walking around through the crowd of bikers. I knew most of them, and it was a big crowd. Uh, so I was just walking around saying hi to everybody and just seeing people that I cared about. And over in the backfield, I heard somebody yelling my name. And I stopped to see who it was, and I recognized him. I hadn't seen this guy and his wife in probably 2 years. And I walked over to see what they were doing. Their kids were with them and everything. And the way I got acquainted with this guy, he was going through a very hard time in his marriage. And I counseled him and his wife and helped get their marriage back together. Now, that was one of the things that I used to do and still do occasionally. And anyway, that's how I got to know him and his wife. Beautiful people, love them. And anyway, I sat there and visited with them a while, asked them how they was doing. Their kids were playing, they were happy, their marriage was good. Everything was just good in their lives. And I got ready to get up and leave, and they said, "Look, we got some steaks tonight. And we would really be honored if you'd come and have dinner with us tonight." Well, just being sociable, I said yes. Now, I didn't just jump on because I didn't have any food. Like I said, I was prepared to do without food for 3 days. And so, anyway, that night I came back and I had dinner with them. I cooked a great dinner, steak, and I mean, it was just wonderful, and had the time to talk with them, visit with them, and that was probably more wonderful than anything. But the food was really good too. So I had supper with them that night. Well, the next morning, which was day two, I got up and I was just going to walk around the camp and talk to people. I was going to try to stay away from people. I didn't want people to feel like they had to feed me. Well, as I was walking around saying hi to everybody, there was a group over there, and they just insisted that I have breakfast with them. And of course, again, I'm just being social and courteous. And I had breakfast with them, and it was good breakfast. And they were good people. Loved them too. Loved all those guys. They and men and women both there, just good people. And so anyway, I had breakfast with them. Well, I was walking out through the field there, and here come another lady running up to me. And she said, "Where you been?" I said, "I just around visiting everybody." And she said, "Well, we cooked breakfast for you," and said, "We've been hunting everywhere for you." Said, "It's done and ready to go. It's getting cold. Come on." Well, I, I couldn't hardly say no. I was already full. So I went down and ate a little bit with them, because they were so gracious as to cook my breakfast. Well, the whole weekend was that way. I never missed a meal. Matter of fact, I doubled up on at least one meal that I know of, what I just described to you. So I never missed a meal, but I never was worried about it anyway. But it said a whole lot to me. It told me that if I put my God first, He'll take care of me. And He did. And now this is just one of many stories I can tell you, and some I'll tell you along the way. But anyway, I want to go ahead and summarize this train of thought right now. Now, you've heard the story, so you understand where I'm coming from. But my train of thought is this right here. If you think that money is the first consideration when you're going to serve God or serve people, whether you're religious or not, you probably have your priorities wrong. The Bible teaches us that we have to put God first. He has to be the first thing in our life. Now, here's the thing. If you put money first, in my case, I wouldn't went down there and helped them people. I wouldn't went down there and shared that time with those people because I didn't have any money. But I put it last. I gave them my word I'd be there, so I was there. Why was I there? Because that's what God would expect of me. I put Him first. The money I didn't really even take into consideration. I got to be honest with you. And the food I didn't either. But if you're thinking that you have to have money first, and I hear this a lot in certain movements of Christianity, I would urge you and maybe even challenge you to rethink that. Rethink whether the God that created everything can feed you or you have to have money. Now, I'm not bad mouthing money or saying there's anything wrong with money. I use money all the time. It's not about the money, it's about the mindset. Where's your mindset? Where's your trust? Where's your faith? Ask these questions. And if it's in money, you're probably building your house on the sand, okay? All right, guys, I've preached enough today. I'm going to go ahead and close this video up. I do these because I love you. Now, I don't preach much on these videos as far as religious things, but today just seemed like it was right for me to do that. So here we are. All right. May God bless and have a good day.